Hello, my dear friends. This is Dr. Brian. If you're over 60, I have one simple but powerful tip that could literally change the way your body feels and functions starting today. I want to talk to you about what you're putting in your water, or more importantly, what you're not putting in your water that could be holding you back from feeling energized, strong, and hydrated. So, grab a pen, grab some water, because by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what to do to strengthen your muscles, fight fatigue, and revitalize your body naturally and safely. My dear friends, I want to share something with you today that many people don't realize until it's already caused them years of discomfort, fatigue, and unnecessary health complications. If you are over the age of 60, you've probably heard doctors, fitness experts, and wellness professionals say this over and over again. Drink more water. And yes, it's true. Water is essential for life. Every single cell in your body depends on it. But here's the part they often forget to mention, and it's absolutely critical. Water alone is not enough. Let me say that again. After the age of 60, drinking plain water alone may not properly hydrate your body the way it did when you were younger. Now, I know that may sound surprising, even confusing, but let me break this down so it makes total sense to you. When we're younger, our bodies are like well-oiled machines. They can handle stress better, retain fluids more efficiently, and process nutrients at a much faster rate. But once we cross that beautiful 60-year mark, which I call the age of wisdom and experience, things begin to change inside our bodies. Our kidneys become less efficient at conserving water. Our hormone levels shift. We start to lose the thirst sensation, which means we don't even feel thirsty until we're already dehydrated. And here's the kicker. The amount of water in our body naturally decreases with age. So even if you're drinking your 8 glasses of water a day, it doesn't mean that water is getting to where it needs to go. It doesn't mean your cells are being hydrated. It doesn't mean your muscles are staying strong and pliable. Why? Because proper hydration isn't just about the water itself. It's about what's in the water and how well your body can hold on to that hydration. Let me give you an example. Have you ever tried watering a dry sponge? The water just rolls off, right? But if the sponge is primed and moist with the right ingredients, it absorbs and holds water beautifully. Well, your body works the same way without the right minerals. Electrolytes like sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. Your cells are like that dry sponge. They don't retain the water. It moves right through you and out the other end. This is why so many older adults experience things like leg cramps, fatigue, dizziness, brain fog, or even sudden drops in blood pressure when they stand up. And guess what? One of the major culprits is not just dehydration, but mineral loss and electrolyte imbalance. Now, think about this for a moment. You could be drinking plenty of water, but if you're also taking blood pressure medications, diuretics, or cholesterol-lowering drugs, your body may be flushing out essential electrolytes faster than it can replace them. Add in a low-sodium diet, and you've got the perfect storm for dehydration, even with a water bottle in your hand all day long. But there's hope, and it says beautifully simple. So you don't need expensive supplements. You don't need some complicated regime. What you need is to support your hydration smarter, not harder. Here's what I recommend to all my senior patients, and the results are phenomenal. Just take your glass of water and add a pinch of high-quality sea salt, like Himalayan salt or Celtic salt. This is not the same as table salt, which is stripped of its minerals. Natural sea salt contains over 80 trace minerals that help your body absorb and hold on to water more effectively. Now, I know some of you might be worried about blood pressure, but I want you to understand something. The tiny amount of natural sea salt I'm talking about is not the same as the processed salt found in canned foods and fast food. This kind of salt supports hydration and cellular balance. In fact, studies show that when electrolytes are balanced properly, blood pressure may even improve due to better circulation and reduced stress on the kidneys. Next, I recommend adding a squeeze of fresh lemon. Not only does it provide vitamin C, but lemon also helps alkalize the body, aids digestion, and improves electrolyte absorption. This isn't just about taste, it's about function. It's like turning your plain water into a natural electrolyte tonic. And if you really want to take it up a notch, add in a teaspoon of chia seeds. These little seeds are absolute superstars. They absorb up to 10 times their weight in water, forming a gel-like consistency that prolongs hydration in your system. They're loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, which fight inflammation, and they deliver slow, steady energy, not to mention keeping your joints lubricated and your digestion smooth. I've had patients in their 60s, 70s, and even 80s start this simple habit. just one glass in the morning, and within a few days, they're telling me, "Doc, I feel more awake. My legs don't cramp up like they used to. I'm not running to the bathroom every hour." And that's because we're finally giving the body the hydration it truly needs. You see, our muscles are made of about 75% water. When they're dehydrated, they become stiff, weak, and prone to injury. That's why so many seniors experience falls or feel like their legs are giving out. Hydration is not just about comfort. It's about strength, stability, and mobility. Now, let me remind you again, water is a blessing. It is life. But after 60, our body needs a little help holding on to that life-giving water. And the good news is we can do it naturally, safely, and affordably without fancy pills or powders. So, the next time you reach for a glass of water, think about how you can amplify its power. Just a few extra ingredients. And you're not just quenching thirst. You're fueling your body, hydrating your muscles, protecting your brain, and giving yourself the gift of energy and strength. You're not too old. It is not too late. Your body is waiting for the support it needs to thrive. So, let's stop drinking water that runs through us and start hydrating in a way that sticks. My dear friends, I want to take you on a journey that many of us have overlooked for far too long. If you're over the age of 60 or even approaching it and you've been noticing that your legs feel weaker, your arms tire faster, or your balance isn't quite what it used to be, I want you to listen very closely to this message because more often than not, the answer isn't just about getting more protein, lifting weights, or stretching more. Those things matter, absolutely. But there's something even more foundational that most people are missing. That something is... That word intimidates you. Electrolytes aren't some fancy chemical you need to buy from a supplement store. They're simple natural minerals, things like magnesium, potassium, sodium, calcium, and a few others. But don't let their simplicity fool you because these minerals are absolutely essential to the way your muscles function. Your heart beats and your body stays balanced. Let me explain it to you in a way that makes sense. Your muscles, every time they contract and relax, whether it's to walk across the room, pick up a grocery bag, or simply get up from a chair, they're relying on tiny electrical signals sent through your nerves. And guess what carries those signals? These minerals create a kind of electrical charge in your body that allows your muscles to fire correctly, efficiently, and without pain or spasm. Now, imagine you're running low on these vital minerals. What happens? The signal gets weaker. The communication between the nerve and the muscle starts to break down. And suddenly you find that your legs feel heavy. Your muscles twitch. You get cramps in your calves at night. Or maybe you go to stand up and your knees feel wobbly. Sound familiar? This is why I always tell my patients, you can be eating right, you can be drinking water, and you can still feel weak if your electrolytes are out of balance. Let's take a closer look at one of the most overlooked yet powerful electrolytes, magnesium. This miracle mineral is involved in over 300 enzymatic reactions in the body, and many of those directly affect your muscle contraction, energy production, and nerve function. As we age, our ability to absorb magnesium decreases, and certain medications like diuretics, antacids, and blood pressure drugs flush it right out of the body. The result, you feel tired, your muscles feel weak, and you might even feel anxious or restless. Then there's potassium, another key player. Potassium works hand in hand with sodium to maintain fluid balance, muscle contractions, and even your heartbeat. When potassium is low, you may feel sluggish, lightheaded, or even experience irregular heartbeats. And yet so many seniors are unknowingly deficient in potassium, especially if they're avoiding fruits or on medications like diuretics that deplete it rapidly. And speaking of sodium, let's get something clear. Not all salt is bad. You've probably been told your whole life to stay away from salt, especially if you have high blood pressure. But the truth is, your body needs natural sodium to function properly. The key is choosing the right kind, like unrefined sea salt or Himalayan pink salt, which contains not just sodium, but dozens of trace minerals that support hydration and muscle function. You don't need a lot. Just a pinch added to your water or food can help restore balance. More, with so many seniors who are constantly fatigued, constantly cramping and feeling weak. And once we brought their electrolytes back into alignment, their energy improved, their muscles felt stronger, and their sleep even got better. That's how powerful these minerals are. We're not talking about a miracle cure. We're talking about giving your body what it's been missing. I had a gentleman come to me, 72 years old, who loved to garden. He told me he used to spend hours in his yard planting, pruning, and enjoying the sunshine. But lately, he couldn't go more than 20 minutes without needing to sit down. His muscles would ache and his hands would cramp. He thought it was just aging. I asked him about his diet and medications, and it turns out he was eating clean, drinking water, but had cut back on fruit, salt, and wasn't getting enough minerals. So, I had him start with a simple electrolyte morning drink. Nothing fancy, just water, a little lemon juice, a pinch of sea salt, and a banana with breakfast for potassium. Within a few days, he was feeling better. After 2 weeks, he was back in his garden for an hour and a half, smiling ear to ear. That's what I want for you. Because muscle weakness after 60 is not just about age. It's about what the body no longer receives the way it used to. When we're young, our body is better at holding on to nutrients. We can go longer without noticing deficiencies, but as we get older, even slight imbalances in minerals can have a big impact on how we feel. And unfortunately, many doctors overlook this. They see muscle weakness and prescribe physical therapy. They see dizziness and give another medication, but few stop to ask, is this person getting enough of the minerals their muscles need to work properly? Start listening to your body. Those cramps in your feet, the heaviness in your thighs, the shakiness in your arms, they're not just signs of aging, they're signals. Your body is asking for support, and you have the power to give it exactly what it needs. You don't need to buy expensive electrolyte drinks loaded with sugar and chemicals. Nature already provided what you need. Leafy greens, bananas, avocados, nuts, seeds, sea salt, coconut water. These are all natural sources of the very electrolytes your body craves. And I always tell people you don't need to wait till you're in pain to make a change. Start now. Start today. Even just 1 glass of mineral-rich water in the morning can begin to make a difference. It primes your muscles, supports your nervous system, and helps you move through your day with more energy and stability. You deserve to feel strong. You deserve to move freely. And that starts with the little things like making sure your muscles have the minerals they need to work the way they were designed to. I believe in you, my friend. I've seen people turn their entire lives around just by getting this one thing right. So, don't let another day go by feeling tired and weak, thinking it's just part of getting older. You're not broken. Your body is simply waiting for the right tools. And electrolytes are one of the most important ones. I want to talk to you about something so simple, so overlooked, and yet so powerful that it could dramatically improve your strength, energy, hydration, and overall wellness, especially if you're over the age of 60. I'm not talking about a medication. I'm not talking about some new supplement on the shelf. I'm talking about something as basic and essential as your glass of water and what you choose to add to it. You see, we've been told all our lives, drink water, stay hydrated, it's good for you. And yes, that's true. Water is life. But as we age, that life-giving water doesn't always do what we think it's doing. Just drinking plain water, especially when you're older, doesn't always hydrate the cells effectively. It may pass through your system too quickly, and it may not deliver the minerals and nutrients your muscles and nerves need to function at their best. But here's the good news. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet or spend lots of money to fix this. What you need is a little knowledge and a few natural additions that can turn your plain water into a powerful healing tool for your muscles, your brain, and your entire body. Let's start with something very basic. A pinch of sea salt. Now, I know what you're thinking. Doc, I thought salt was bad for me. Let me explain. I'm not talking about refined bleached table salt. I'm talking about natural sea salt like Himalayan pink salt or Celtic salt. This kind of salt contains dozens of trace minerals including magnesium, potassium, and calcium. The very things your body needs to maintain electrolyte balance and hold on to hydration. Why is this important? Because electrolytes help water enter your cells. They help your muscles contract properly. They help your nerves fire efficiently. Without these minerals, water just flows right through your system and you end up feeling tired, weak, and dehydrated even though you've been drinking all day. Just a tiny pinch of sea salt, I'm talking less than 1/8 of a teaspoon in a glass of water, can amplify your hydration, helping the water to actually stay in your body and be used by your organs, muscles, and brain. Next, let's talk about fresh lemon juice. This isn't just for flavor. Lemon is a natural source of vitamin C, but more importantly, it helps support alkalinity in the body. As we age, our bodies can become more acidic, which leads to inflammation, joint discomfort, sluggish digestion, and a weakened immune response. A little squeeze of lemon, just half a lemon in a glass of water, helps neutralize excess acid, supports your liver, and even improves absorption of electrolytes. Lemon also contains compounds called bioflavonoids, natural antioxidants that protect your cells from oxidative stress. And let's face it, stress, toxins, pollution, medications, they all take a toll. So, why not give your body a refreshing natural detox while you're hydrating? It's simple, it's inexpensive, and it works. Now, let me share one of the most powerful ingredients you can add to your water, especially if you're over 60 and starting to feel your muscles aren't as strong as they used to be. This is an ingredient I recommend to almost every senior who walks into my office. It's something ancient cultures have used for thousands of years. And that, my friends, is the humble chia seed. These tiny black seeds may not look like much, but they are packed with benefits. When soaked in water, they absorb up to 10 times their weight, forming a gel-like texture. This gel slows down digestion and extends hydration, helping your body retain water longer, which means fewer bathroom trips, steadier energy, and better muscle function. But it doesn't stop there. Chia seeds are a rich source of plant-based omega-3 fatty acids, which reduce inflammation, support joint health, two things that matter more and more as we get older. They're also high in fiber, which helps with digestion and gut health. And they're an excellent source of plant-based protein to support muscle recovery. When you add a teaspoon of chia seeds to your lemon and salt water, you're not just hydrating, you're giving your body a slow-release system of minerals, hydration, and nourishment. It's like turning your water into fuel. And here's what I tell people who are skeptical. Don't take my word for it. Try it for just 1 week. Make this drink first thing in the morning. 1 glass of water, a pinch of sea salt, a squeeze of lemon, and a teaspoon of chia seeds. Let the chia sit for 10-15 minutes so it forms that gel. Then stir and drink. In just a few days, most people start to feel more energy, less brain fog, fewer muscle cramps, and more regular digestion. Why? Because you're finally hydrating at the cellular level. You're giving your body minerals it's been quietly craving for years. And here's something else. You may find your skin improves, your joints feel better, and your muscles don't fatigue as quickly. This isn't a coincidence. This is your body responding to real nourishment. Think about it this way. You could be drinking all the water in the world, but if that water isn't being properly absorbed, it's not doing its job. That's like pouring gasoline on a car that doesn't have an engine. What you need is the right combination. Water plus minerals plus nutrients to truly energize your body and mind. You see, aging doesn't mean losing strength. It doesn't mean giving up your mobility, your energy, or your vitality. What it does mean is that we have to support our body differently than we did when we were younger. We have to give it the tools to function better, not harder. This simple drink, this humble combination of water, salt, lemon, and chia seeds is something I call functional hydration. It's not just about quenching your thirst. It's about supporting your muscles, your nerves, your joints, your heart, and even your brain, all in one easy-to-make natural tonic. And let me remind you, this isn't some miracle potion. This is common sense nutrition rooted in biology and backed by real science. The ingredients are in your kitchen. They're inexpensive and they're safe. So, if you've been feeling tired, sluggish, sore, or just not yourself, don't ignore it. It's asking for minerals, for balance, for better hydration, and you have the power to give it exactly what it needs. 1 drink, 1 habit, 1 glass a day. That's all it takes to begin turning things around. I believe in you. I've seen the power of small changes lead to big transformations. And I know that if you commit to this simple routine, you'll begin to feel stronger, clearer, and more alive in ways you may not have felt in years. You don't need to wait for a prescription. Your body is a healing machine. Give it the right fuel and it will do the rest. I want you to imagine for a moment a tiny seed that has been celebrated by ancient cultures and revered by modern nutritionists alike. A little powerhouse that can transform your daily hydration and muscle recovery. When I first encountered the incredible benefits of chia seeds, I was astonished at how something so small could have such a big impact on our health, especially as we age. Today, I want to share with you in detail how chia seeds can help prolong hydration and support muscle recovery, offering you a simple yet profound way to nurture your body. You see, as we advance in age, our bodies undergo changes that make it more difficult to retain water and recover from the physical stresses of daily life. Our muscles, which rely so heavily on proper hydration for optimal function, become more prone to fatigue, cramping, and injury. This is not just a matter of feeling a little tired. It can directly impact our independence, mobility, and overall quality of life. And it is in this context that chia seeds emerge as an extraordinary ally, a natural nutrient-dense tool that can help our bodies function more gracefully. Chia seeds are fascinating. They come from the Salvia hispanica plant, and although they were a staple of the ancient Aztec and Mayan civilizations, they remain relatively underappreciated in modern times. These tiny seeds are packed with dietary fiber, protein, essential fats, and most importantly for our discussion today, they possess an exceptional ability to absorb water. When you add them to your liquid, they rapidly absorb up to 10 times their weight in water, forming a gel-like substance. This unique property is what makes chia seeds so valuable for hydration. When you drink water that has been enriched with chia seeds, you are not just quenching your thirst momentarily. You are creating a kind of slow-release hydration system. This gel-like matrix holds onto water, gradually releasing it into your system over time, ensuring that your cells remain hydrated for a longer period. Think of it as a reservoir that steadily feeds water to your tissues throughout the day, rather than a quick burst that the body quickly flushes out. For someone in their 60s or beyond, this prolonged hydration can make a remarkable difference, particularly in maintaining muscle function and overall energy levels. Our muscles, which make up about 75% water, rely on a steady supply of hydration to keep them flexible, strong, and functional. When we don't stay properly hydrated, muscle tissue can become stiff and vulnerable to injury, leading to cramps, spasms, and even muscle breakdown over time. By including chia seeds in your hydration routine, you are essentially bolstering your muscle's ability to operate at its best. The slow and sustained release of water helps maintain an optimal fluid balance, which is crucial for the complex processes that allow muscles to contract and recover after exertion. But the benefits of chia seeds go even further than just hydration. These little seeds are also a rich source of omega-3 fatty acids, which have potent anti-inflammatory properties. Inflammation is a common issue as we age. It can lead to joint pain, delayed muscle recovery, and a general feeling of weariness. By reducing inflammation, the omega-3 cess present in chia seeds helps soothe tired muscles, reduce post-exercise soreness, and even support overall cardiovascular health. For seniors, managing inflammation is critical, not only for comfort, but for preserving mobility and independence. This means that by simply adding chia seeds to your water, you are not only hydrating your body, but also addressing one of the key factors that can hinder muscle repair and recovery. Furthermore, the protein content of chia seeds supports muscle repair at a cellular level. As we age, our body's ability to synthesize protein declines, which contributes to the loss of muscle mass, a condition known as sarcopenia. Adequate protein intake is essential for muscle repair, growth, and maintenance. While chia seeds are not a complete replacement for other high-quality protein sources, they offer a supplemental boost that can help maintain muscle mass and strength, especially when combined with other balanced nutritional choices. This makes chia seeds a simple yet powerful addition to a comprehensive approach to healthy aging. I often tell my patients that small changes can lead to big improvements. Incorporating chia seeds into your daily routine does not require a radical overhaul of your diet. It can be as simple as stirring a teaspoon of seeds into a glass of water, letting them sit for about 10 to 15 minutes until they swell and form a gel, then enjoying the drink. This small act can pave the way for significant changes in how you feel over the course of days and weeks. Many of those who have adopted this habit report feeling less fatigued, enjoying fewer muscle cramps, and experiencing more consistent energy levels throughout the day. There is also a mental aspect to consider. When you begin to take steps that directly impact your health, especially steps that are so straightforward and natural, it can lead to a renewed sense of empowerment. You begin to believe that you have the power to nurture your own well-being, that you can prevent some of the typical declines associated with aging by making small, informed choices. This shift in mindset is priceless. It inspires us to take further steps in our health journey and fosters a sense of hope and determination that transcends just physical improvement. Imagine waking up feeling refreshed with muscles that do not ache from yesterday's efforts and a body that seems to move more easily. That is the promise of proper, consistent hydration aided by chia seeds. With each glass of this enriched water, you're providing your body with a steady supply of moisture, essential nutrients, and protective anti-inflammatory compounds, all of which work together to support muscle recovery and overall health. It is a natural science-backed method to help our bodies cope with the inevitable challenges of aging. The simplicity of using chia seeds is also a testament to the beauty of nature. They remind us that sometimes the simplest solutions, those that have been around for centuries, are the most effective. In our modern world, where we are constantly bombarded with the latest health fads and expensive supplements, it is both refreshing and empowering to know that something as humble as a chia seed can play such a crucial role in keeping us healthy and vibrant. I encourage you to give this a try. Start by preparing 1 glass of water with a teaspoon of chia seeds, a squeeze of fresh lemon, and perhaps a pinch of natural sea salt. Allow it to sit for a few minutes, absorb all those wonderful properties, and then drink it slowly. Let your body experience the gradual release of hydration and observe how your muscles respond. Over time, you may find that your energy levels improve. Your muscles feel less strained, and you can move through your day with greater ease and confidence. In closing, remember this: our bodies are incredibly resilient and capable of remarkable healing when given the proper support. Chia seeds offer you a simple, effective way to enhance hydration, reduce inflammation, and promote muscle recovery. They are not a miracle cure, but rather a natural complement to a healthy lifestyle, one that respects the wisdom of nature and acknowledges the changes our bodies undergo as we age. Embrace the power of these tiny seeds and let them be a reminder that sometimes the path to better health is as simple as making one thoughtful choice after another. I believe in your ability to take control of your health, and I believe that with the right nourishment, you can continue to thrive no matter your age. I want you to take a moment and think about this. How you start your day can shape the entire course of your life. And for those of you over 60, every decision you make today about your health is an investment in your strength, your independence, and your future. That's what I want to talk about today. Not just about hydration, not just about minerals, but about something far more important: a simple daily habit that has the power to completely change the way your body feels, moves, and functions, starting from the moment you get out of bed. You see, what I've learned in all my years working with people just like you is that most of the things that steal our strength and vitality don't happen overnight. It's not like you suddenly wake up one day and can't walk up one day and can't walk up one day and can't walk up the stairs or can't lift your groceries or feel exhausted from doing the simplest task. No, these changes happen slowly, almost silently over time. And the tragedy is, most people think this is just aging. But that's only partly true. The real reason is that we've been missing the little daily habits that support our body's ability to stay strong. That's why I believe in routines and those consistent, nourishing choices we make every day that stack up over time. And one of the most powerful habits you can create starting right now is preparing your body each morning with a glass of water that's enriched with natural electrolytes and nutrients. Let's go back to the basics for a moment. Without these things, your muscles don't work right. They cramp. They spasm, they become weak, and this muscle weakness doesn't just make it harder to move, it puts you at risk for falls, injuries, and a loss of confidence in your body. That's why this isn't just about health, it's about freedom. So when you start your day with a glass of water that contains a pinch of sea salt, a squeeze of lemon, and a teaspoon of chia seeds, what you're really doing is priming your body. You're feeding it what it needs to stay strong, hydrated, and resilient. You're telling your cells, here's the fuel you've been waiting for. You're waking up your muscles, your nerves, your brain, your heart, and you're giving your entire system a signal that today you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You might be wondering, can something this simple really make that big of a difference? Let me tell you, yes it can. I've seen it firsthand over and over. People in their 60s, 70s, even 80s who came to me feeling tired, achy, and drained. And within a week or two of starting this habit, just 1 glass a day, they started to notice big changes. They had more energy in the morning, fewer muscle cramps, more mental clarity, and most importantly, they began to feel hopeful again. Why? Because their body was finally getting what it needed to function. Think about your muscles for a moment. These tissues are your body's engine. They help you walk, lift, balance, and move. But muscles don't work well when they're dehydrated. They become like an engine that's running without oil. Things start to break down. By hydrating properly, not just with plain water, but with the minerals and nutrients your body requires, you're literally restoring your muscles' ability to perform. Now, let's talk about energy. If you've been waking up tired, if you hit a wall every afternoon, or if you feel drained even after a full night's sleep, chances are your body's electrolyte balance is off. Remember, electrolytes aren't just for athletes. They're for everyone, and especially for seniors. These minerals regulate how your cells produce energy, how your heart beats, and how your brain communicates with your muscles. When they're low, you feel it everywhere. That daily drink we've been talking about, it restores your electrolyte levels gently, naturally, and without any sugar or artificial junk. Now, I want you to think about mobility, the ability to get up from a chair without struggling, to bend down and pick something up without pain, to walk through the grocery store without needing to stop and rest. Mobility is freedom. And once you lose it, you begin to lose pieces of your life. That's why it's so important to preserve it. And the foundation of mobility is muscle strength and joint support. Hydration supports your joints by keeping them lubricated. Minerals support your muscles by helping them fire properly. Chia seeds provide omega-3 sets that help fight inflammation in those joints. It's all connected, and it starts with that glass of enriched water every morning. This daily habit does more than just nourish your body. It reinforces a positive message in your mind. I am worth taking care of. And that, my friends, is a powerful message, because when you believe that, you make more choices that protect your health. You stretch, you walk, you eat better, and suddenly you're not just living longer, you're living better. What's so beautiful about this habit is how accessible it is. You don't need expensive supplements. You don't need a gym. You don't need to rearrange your life. All you need is a few minutes each morning and a few simple ingredients. Clean water, natural sea salt, lemon, and chia seeds. It costs pennies, but the benefits, they're priceless. I've had people call me months after starting this habit to tell me, Dr. Mandell, I can walk farther than I've walked in years. I can get out of bed without my legs shaking. I feel like myself again. That's what I want for you. Not just improvement on paper, real results, real strength, real confidence in your body. I believe that healing doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, the most powerful changes often come from the simplest actions done with consistency and love. This morning drink is not a fad. It's a daily ritual of self-respect, a way to start your day by saying, my body deserves care, my health matters, and I am in control. So I'm asking you, not tomorrow, not next week, but starting today, make this your new morning habit. Before coffee, before breakfast, before checking your phone, start your day by honoring your body with hydration, minerals, and intention. Try it for 7 days, just 7, and see what happens. I promise you, you will feel the difference. Your body will feel more alive, more stable, and more supported. This is your time, your opportunity to take one small step that leads to bigger results. Your body has been waiting for this. It's ready.